Alright, so the very first website on this list is PenPot. If you have ever used the Figma or you wanted to get into UI UX design but didn't want to pay for expensive software, then you are definitely going to love this one. PenPot is a completely free and open source design tool that works right in your browser. Think of it as a Figma alternative, but without the subscriptions, feature restriction, or vendor lock-in. You can create UI designs, wireframes, prototypes, design systems, and collaborate with your team just like you would in Figma. One thing I really like about PenPot is that it's built for both designers and developers. Developers can inspect designs and get CSS, HTML, and SVG information directly from the project, making the design to code process much smoother. Another huge advantage is that it's open source. That means anyone can inspect the code, contribute to the project, and even self-host it on their own server if they want full control over their data. And unlike many design tools, PenPot gives you unlimited design files on its free plan. Many users say it's one of the best open source alternatives to Figma available today. Of course, it's not perfect. Some designers still feel that Figma is more polished and has a larger ecosystem, but even many of these users admit that PenPot is improving quickly and heading into the right direction. So if you're a designer, developer, student, or just someone looking for a powerful free design tool, PenPot is definitely worth checking out. Alright, moving on to the next website, we have Tinkercad or ThinkerCAD. Now, if you are a student, a beginner, or someone who wants to learn 3D design without dealing with complicated software, this website is honestly one of the best places to start. Tinkercad is a free online platform created by Autodesk that lets you design 3D models directly in your browser. You don't need a powerful computer and you don't need any previous experience. Everything is drag and drop, making it incredibly easy to learn. What makes Tinkercad really stand out is that it's not just for 3D modeling. You can also learn electronics, build virtual circuits, and even program Arduino project in a visual way. This makes it a fantastic tool for students who are interested in engineering, robotics, STEM education, or just creating cool projects. For example, you can design a keychain or even parts for a 3D printer and then export your design for 3D printing. And if you are learning electronics, you can test circuits virtually before building them in real life. Alright, the third website on this list is Photopea. Now, if you have ever wanted to use Adobe Photoshop but didn't want to pay for a subscription or your computer simply isn't powerful enough to run it smoothly, then Photopea is something you need to know about. Photopea is a completely free photo editing tool that runs directly in your browser. You don't need to install anything and it works on almost any computer, even older or lower end machines. Just open the website and you are ready to start editing. What I personally like most is that it gives you professional level features without requiring expensive software or powerful hardware. Everything runs in your browser, making it one of the most accessible design tools available today. Alright, the next website is Excalibur. Now, this one might look very simple at first, but don't let that fool you. Excalibur is one of those tools that becomes incredibly useful once you start using it. It's basically an online whiteboard where you can quickly sketch ideas, create diagrams, draw flowcharts, and plan projects. The hand-drawn style makes everything feel less formal and helps you focus on the idea rather than making everything look perfect. I actually use quite a lot for my coding projects. Whenever I'm planning a new app or website, I will open it and start mapping out how everything connects together. Another thing I like is how fast it is. There is no complicated setup, no learning curve, and no account required to get started. You just open the website and start drawing. Alright, the fifth website on this list is Coding Game. Now, if you're learning programming and you're tired of solving the same types of code problems, then you should definitely check this one out. Unlike platforms such as LeetCode, which focus heavily on interview-style questions and algorithms, coding game turns programming into an actual game. Instead of just solving problems on a blank page, you are controlling characters, completing missions, and solving coding challenges in a much more interactive way. This is actually one of the reasons I use it. Sometimes I don't feel like grinding through traditional coding exercises, and coding game makes the learning process much more enjoyable. Many of the challenges feel like riddles or puzzles that require you to think creatively rather than just memorizing solutions. Another great thing is that it supports a huge number of programming languages. So whether you are learning Python, JavaScript, or C++, or something else, you can practice using the language you're most comfortable with. So if LeetCode feels a bit too serious or intimidating and looking for a more enjoyable way to improve your coding skills, coding game is definitely worth trying. Alright, the sixth tool on this list is LocalSend. This is honestly one of those apps that you don't think you need until you start using it. LocalSend is a free and open source file sharing app that lets you send files between your devices over your local network. That means you can transfer photos, videos, documents, folders, and pretty much any file without using cableless cloud storage or even the internet. It's much faster and more convenient than plugging a cable or uploading files into an online service. So if you are still emailing files to yourself, uploading them to cloud storage, or constantly looking for a USB cable, give LocalSend a try. It's simple, fast, free, and one of the most useful apps I've discovered. Alright, and for the final website on this list, we have TinyWow. Now, this website is basically a toolbox for the internet. Seriously, whenever I need to do something quickly with a file, image, PDF, video, or document, there is a good chance TinyWow already has a tool for it. What makes TinyWow so useful is the huge number of tools it offers in one place. You can convert PDFs, merge documents, split files, compress images, remove background, edit videos, convert file formats, and even use AI-powered tools for writing and content creation. The reason I wanted to include TinyWow on this list is because it's useful for almost everyone. And the best part is that most of the tools are available for free and work directly in your browser. So if you're looking for a website that can help with almost any document, image, PDF, video, or file-related task, TinyWow is definitely worth bookmarking. And that's it for today's video.